Government surveillance on the Internet, national security and privacy rights. Introduction. Government surveillance on the Internet involves governmental authorities monitoring citizens' Internet activity. This practice arose in response to increasing cybercrimes and terrorist threats, and was intended to prevent potential threats to national security. However, despite these justifications, government surveillance poses a severe threat to individuals' privacy and civil rights. This essay will discuss the concept of surveillance, the potential threats to privacy and civil rights, the United States case of surveillance, and why government surveillance on the Internet may be necessary. The concept of surveillance. The concept of government surveillance on the Internet is based on the use of technologies that track and monitor citizens' Internet activities. One way of surveillance is monitoring emails, social networks, and other online platforms. Government agencies can use software that automatically scans messages and keywords to find potentially dangerous messages or learn about planned terrorist acts. Another way of surveillance is tracking citizens' locations through their mobile devices. Government agencies can use GPS data and mobile networks to track citizens' locations and monitor their movements. This can aid in the hunt for criminals or in stopping terrorist attacks. Still, it can also result in privacy violations. Surveillance as a threat to privacy and civil rights. Although government surveillance was designed to safeguard national security, it seriously jeopardizes civil liberties and privacy. Government entities have access to sensitive data such as emails, social media chats, location, and other private communications of residents. This can lead to the violation of privacy rights and freedom of expression, which are fundamental civil rights. Government monitoring may also result in arbitrary detentions and arrests of people without a warrant or enough proof. This transgresses the moral standards of fairness and law, which form the cornerstones of a democratic society. Government surveillance can also lead to self-censorship by citizens who may be afraid to express their opinions and ideas due to fear of being monitored and persecuted by the government. This can lead to restricting freedom of speech and reducing the possibility of free exchange of information and ideas, a necessary condition for a free and open society. It is, therefore, critical to balance these competing concerns, recognizing the potential benefits of surveillance while remaining vigilant against its potential abuse. Indeed, any surveillance program must be subject to rigorous oversight to ensure it is used appropriately and only in cases with a clear and compelling need. Only in this way can people hope to realize the full potential of government Internet surveillance while safeguarding citizens' rights and privacy. Surveillance in the United States. The government can access personal user data in the United States through legal subpoenas and court orders. However, this process must comply with certain legal norms and guarantee the privacy of individuals. One of the most well-known government surveillance cases in the United States is the National Security Agency, NSA, scandal that emerged in 2013. According to documents provided by Edward Snowden, the NSA had access to millions of phone calls and emails and intercepted data from social networks and other online services without a court order. This sparked public discussions regarding the necessity of governmental monitoring of the Internet and the preservation of people's privacy, which sparked a significant response from the populace. Government surveillance on the Internet. While government surveillance may violate privacy and civil rights, government surveillance on the Internet has its importance. For example, it can be used to prevent terrorist acts and other crimes and protect national security and public welfare. However, strict rules and control mechanisms must be established to ensure that government surveillance does not exceed legal limits and violate citizens' rights. Another side of the issue is the protection of users from cybercriminals and hackers. Government oversight of the Internet can help detect and prevent cyber attacks, thereby protecting users' data. The issue of government surveillance on the Internet is a multifaceted and complex one, requiring a nuanced and balanced approach. On the one hand, surveillance can play a crucial role in ensuring that individuals and organizations comply with the law. This is particularly true when it comes to identifying cases of fraud, money laundering, and other forms of criminal activity, which can pose a significant threat to the integrity of financial systems. Additionally, surveillance can aid in holding offenders responsible for their deeds, ensuring that justice is done and the general welfare is maintained. Conclusion. In general, the question of government surveillance on the Internet also raises concerns about privacy and civil rights. While such surveillance can be useful in certain contexts, it is equally essential to ensure that citizens' personal data is not unduly infringed upon. Finding the ideal balance between the requirement for governmental monitoring and the preservation of people's privacy necessitates the adoption of stringent laws and control systems, in addition to a dedication to continuing conversations and debates.